Pharmatutor, and Rudrans Books Private Limited. This initiative reflects our commitment for enhancing the professional and personal development of teachers and students in the evolving academic environment. On the behalf of Team Pharmalok, I am delighted to extend a heartfelt welcome to our resource person, Professor Mahesh D. Burande and Mr. Samir M. Burande, an eminent academician and a well-known expert in professional development and innovation culture. We are truly honored to have him with us today. The today topic is soft skill professional branding and innovation culture for teachers and students coverage, communication excellence, presentation skill, LinkedIn branding, nurturing creative and innovative. Now I am introducing our first resource person, Samir Mahesh Burande sir. He is presently work as Chief Executive Officer, IPER Pune. Samir Burande has completed his bachelor from Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Manipal, and also hold a master's diploma in pharmaceutical management. Being a creative person, he had the post of joint editor of the editorial board of Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences. He completed his industrial training from National Pharmacy, Oman, to understand the GMP concept in pharmaceuticals. He has also contributed as a medical representative for IFCA Pharmaceutical in the sales department. After gaining the industrial experience, Samir Burande decided to contribute in the novel field of education by joining IPER Institute, which is pioneer in the field of pharmaceutical management. In order to develop the required skills set in budding pharma professional, since then, Samir is appreciated for his dynamic program on skill development in GMP, marketing, positive attitude, personality development, interview technique, etc. His intention is to create awareness regarding the importance of skill development and creating a right mindset using positive attitude. Samir has always had affection towards extracurricular activities and different sport activities since his school days. He has represented his school in the sports like basketball, cricket, shot put, and discus throw, and was also awarded the Best Outgoing Sportsman of the Year award. His philosophy of life is a journey of thousand miles, being with a single step. So take the initiative and make it happen. Sir, I welcome you. Now I am also introduce our second resource person, Dr. Mahesh Burande sir. Presently, sir work as Director Pharmaceutical Sciences, DSPM University Pune. Dr. Mahesh Burande hold PhD, LLB, and DBM degree and has over 38 years experience of rich experience in pharmacy profession as academician, pharma consultant, and trainer to build pharmacy profession. He has worked as a FDA approved chemist, pharmaceutical consultant, and trainer for more than 100 pharmaceutical companies in India and abroad on different front and the most popular trainer for making GMP, GCP, GPP, GLP, positive attitude programs, and conducted more than 1,000 training programs of leading pharma companies. He had developed innovative GMP, quality, productivity, safety, and positive attitude displays useful for WHO, GMP, PICS, MHRA, MCC, TZA, USFDA certification program. His training program are igniting the mind of participants, building their positive attitude, understand the meaning of life, and making them mission oriented to achieve personal, organizational, and national goals. He is the recipient of many awards. His strive to fulfill the dream of excellence. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, ex-president of India. India should be a pharma superpower. Dr. Mahesh Brande always says, let our every effort build the pharmacy profession. Now, recently, Dr. Mahesh D. Brande on being honored with the APTI Indian Pharmaceutical Science Award, Dr. Professor G.P. Srivastava Memorial Award. Your remarkable contribution to innovation, research, and pharmaceutical education continue to positively shape the profession and inspire the academic and scientific community. So I welcome all the respected faculty members, participants, and students to the enriching session. Let us make the most of this learning opportunity. So now I invite Samir Burande sir for their talk.
Good evening and thank you all. First of all, thank you, Pharmalok, for giving me this wonderful opportunity on this day. So I will start with my today's presentation. So if I may share my screen, is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Okay. So I will be covering the portion about soft skills and communication. And in this, I will start with my first slide, which is communication. So, communication is basically transfer of information from a person to person, and it happens in various ways. And as we can divide it, mostly it is through verbal, non-verbal, and tone of voice is what we can divide. And secondly, if we go into details of this, the communication and the information transfer that happens through verbal medium, it is only 7%. So we'll go into in detail. Tone of voice is 38%, but non-verbal is 55%. What is non-verbal? Non-verbal, we can basically classify and say it as body language, what we say. And this comes from our subconscious behavior, the way our body behaves when we think of something, when we are saying something, and what we are feeling from inside. So, getting into details of this, in the verbal communication, we can cover sentence formation, vocabulary, technical terminologies, speed of talking, and pauses. So, in this, what all is verbal is basically whatever you're speaking, that comes under verbal. How your vocabulary is, what kind of words you're using in that way, where specific words you can use so that you can communicate what you want to say, and the listener also gets the same information what you are trying to transmit. Technical terminologies, especially when we are in the scientific field like pharmacy, technical information and terminologies are very much important so as to communicate maximum information through minimum use of words. And that is why technical terminologies play a very important role. Speed of talking is also a part of verbal, especially that will also show the person listening whether the person who is speaking is confident or not. So let's say a person, if he is anxious, then the speed of talking may increase. They may try to finish it fast. So the information that has to be given may not be given in a proper way because the person who is giving the information is not relaxed and calm, and that is why the speed of talking will be high, the words that he is uttering will be more, and that is why the communication is hampered. The pauses in between a sentence play also a very important and vital role. Whenever an information is getting transmitted, where there should be a comma or a full stop in the written language. There should be proper pauses so as to uh, give the proper understanding of the information that we want to give. Now, this plays only 7% of the communication of information that we are doing. Our bodies or our brain is so developed that 55% is through nonverbal, that is the body language, and 38% is through tone of voice. Now, what is tone of voice? Tone of voice is basically how you say it, which means, let's say, if you are made to say sorry to someone, okay, and you don't want to say it, then you may say sorry. So that is not conveying that you're sorry, it is just you're saying it, right? While if you actually feel sorry, then you may actually say that I am very sorry. So the difference in way you say it, that conveys 38% of the information that you are trying to transmit to the person in front of you. Now, coming to the non-verbal part, which is 55%, there are various aspects which we will be covering in the coming slides, which include posture, gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, head positioning, proxemics, and smile, which is the most important thing. So, coming to posture, you can see the photo over here. The first photo, in which the person is sitting knees straight and back straight, that shows that he is interested in the communication. While sometimes we have seen that people who are not interested, they will slightly lean backwards, cross their hands. That is a closed, what do you say, closed body language. We say when we cross our hands, that shows that the mind is closed and it is not accepting the information that has been transmitted to it. Now, the images 4 and 5, that shows 4 shows that he is slightly awkward, or he is slightly anxious in and not confident while communicating, while image 5 shows complete dominance. So especially when you go into an environment where you are not the senior most person or you are not the boss of the company, the figure 4 lock position that we say, which is figure 5, is not to be used, or that is not the proper way to sit during a conference or during a communication process. This comes under posture. There are various other aspects of posture while standing. How we are standing? Are we bending forwards? Are we standing straight? Are we leaning towards the wall or a bench or a seat? That all transmits different information. And the most important thing regarding non-verbal communication is that it is subconscious, which means you don't have to go and teach a person what non-verbal communication means. Your subconscious mind automatically picks up on these aspects of how the person is standing, sitting, or trying to communicate, and it derives a certain information from those postures, gestures, and body language, as we say. And that should not be conflicting with what information you are trying to protrude outwards. Coming to gestures, gestures are your body language using your hands. So most of the times what happens is few people have a habit of using their hands when they're speaking. Especially Italians use their hands a lot. So in India also, when we speak, sometimes we use our hands a lot. So it has to be in moderation when we speak. Okay, so different hand signals, different hand positions will portray different information to the person who is sitting in front of you. For example, as I told you, crossed hands shows that the mind is not open to the information that is being transmitted to him or her. So it may not be penetrating into the mind of that person. He is not accepting that information. While a person who is just touching his fingertips is a sign that he is interested in the conversation and he is looking at you and focusing on whatever the information is being protruded or told. Then the reverse triangle, as is shown in the left corner, bottom one, that is showing again confidence and dominance, and that shows that you are feeling confident and you are in a dominating position in the conversation. Facial expressions, now there are various facial expressions, all of us are aware of it, and this is one of the most obvious ways of understanding what the person might be feeling. So first of all, controlling your facial expressions is very important. That can be learned by your self analysis using nowadays. Videos are available on the phone. You can take your own videos and then judge it, or standing in front of the mirror is the best way. How you look when you're speaking, or what you. There are a few habits that we may develop when we are learning how to communicate, and those few habits might play a key role when we are trying to communicate, and they may give out a wrong message, I can say, and that is what we have to be careful of. For example, some of us have a habit of trying to, when we are trying to communicate, we just roll our heads or blink our eyes. That is a way of trying to communicate, but you are not confident enough that your information is going towards the other person or not. Similarly, when you're saying and delivering your information, you need to be aware of the facial expressions of the person who is receiving it, because that is a feedback loop that is there. So, maybe few people are not expressing it too much, but there will always be, there is something called as a micro expression. For example, when a person is trying to lie, okay, when you tell a lie, after the sentence he or she may, lip their lips like this, or maybe just do a facial expression where you are disgusted about yourself. So that is just for a fraction of second, and that is called as a micro expressions. And if you are able to pick up on those micro expressions, you will get a feedback as to whatever you are delivering, is it going and reaching the person in front of you or not. So these are a few clues which we can study and move forward in that case for better communication. Third is eye contact. Eye contact is a very vital point in non-verbal communication. The eye contact shows the confidence of the person, shows the attention of the person. But again, having too much eye contact shows it is not considered as polite. That is why we say eye contact should be around 60 to 70% of the time. Okay, and other 20-30%, your focus of your eyes should linger around the eyes, not directly towards the eyes. Looking down towards the feet shows complete loss of confidence, while if a person is looking up in the air when you're talking to them, that is a representation that shows that the person is completely uninterested in what information you are trying to pass on. So these are various aspects of eye contact and how information can be transmitted in a successful way, and how eye contact plays a vital role when you're communicating with someone. Head position also plays a very important role, as you can see over here in these sketches. Usually, this is again a subconscious trait that we do when, for example, when we are thinking. Most of us have a habit of either scratching the chin or putting a finger up your cheek, as it has been shown here, or thinking is again the same. Then scratching the nose and slightly tilting your head is again a trait where the person shows that he is being interested. So mostly we suggest that whenever you are in the listening position, when you're receiving the information, you sit back straight, slightly lean forward, and if the head position is slightly tilted towards the left side, and slight nodding in between, that shows that you're interested in the communication that is happening, and that gives a feedback to the speaker that whatever he is telling you, you are receiving that information. So Second last point is the proxemics. That is nothing but the distance to how much you can, take the space of the other person. So basically, these are the universal zones that we have, that is, discussed. First is the intimate zone, that is within 45 centimeters within of that person. That is very close, and you should never be in that close environment in a professional environment. So that zone is especially for the very close people. Second is the friend zone, that is 1.2 meters around that radius. If you are a friend, then maybe you can be within that zone. Or if you are having one-on-one conversation, then 1.2 meters, 1.5 meters is a fine boundary where you can operate. Social zone is beyond 1.2 meters till 3.6 meters, we say, and that is the normal way in a professional environment where you should communicate. And beyond 3.6 meters, we say it is an audience zone. So basically, it is to the audience and not one on one or within a small group. Now, coming to how information and communication is successfully advertised, this slide represents that all of us are aware of the success that fog has created in the Indian perfume industry or fragrance industry, we may say. Deodorant. It is a market of deodorant, and the wonderful ads all of us are aware how creatively they have been made. So, what do you need to create a brand? When we have to communicate the information, when we say regarding our brand, first thing is you should have a catchy brand name, which is Fog, which is quite catchy, right? Then you should have a tagline. So, the tagline that Fog has chosen is Kya chal raha hai? Fog chal raha hai. It is a very innovative way of communicating. Why I may say is because in India, usually whenever you meet a person, the normal way of greeting is kya chal raha hai. And when you join your brand name to that tagline and create a universal tagline to remember for each and every person, it clicks in their mind. Kya chal raha hai? Fog chal raha hai. So that tagline has created wonders, and the deodorant market, which is growing at 12%, the fog is exceeding it by growing at 20%, and it has already become the market leader and crossed 1,000 crores of revenue. Another wonderful way of communicating, these are a few advertisements that we see all around. So on the left side, it is an ad for a Nivea hair care. So nothing needs to be written over here. This is a way of communicating your information without any use of words. So it is basically depicting that if you use Nivea hair care, the hair will be of such a great quality that even after the person has died, the hair is still in a wonderful shape and form. The second one is an innovative way of advertising. So, using a tunnel during our roads, the ads that are seen on roads, I'm sure in India, the proximity of the ads will not be allowed to such an extent. But in other countries, this is a very innovative way of showing the ad. So, this was a part of the communication that I wanted to share with you guys. This is my last slide that I would like to share with you, which is important, the most common mistakes done while communicating. First is to make failure to eye contact, which is 68% of the people don't have an eye contact, because this is a very internal thing that if you don't have confidence, you will not make an eye contact. Second is failure to smile. Now, again, you have to develop this habit of keeping a smile on your face. It is very difficult to maintain that if you're not used to it. So, in day to day life, if we have that habit since we are young, and then we can develop it, it will become much easier during communication, because a smile does not cost anything, but still it will transmit so many emotions and happiness from your side, your enthusiasm. When you meet a person and you give a wonderful smile, automatically the communication kicks off. playing with someone on something on the table when you're speaking to someone in a conference room. A lot of people have a habit of looking at the phone or using the phone, using a pencil, and fiddling with it. That is another point. Fidgeting too much, bad posture, crossing arms over the chest. So that is again basically indicating, if I sit like this, that will show that I am actually not interested in whatever is going on. So rather than that, having an open arms position, that will show that your mind is actually open towards the communication that is happening. Playing with hair or touching your face, then handshake, that is too weak. Handshake is another important part when you meet a person. A handshake should be firm enough but not too tight. It should not be held for too long, and you should not squeeze the other person's hand. It should depict the confidence that you are having within yourself. Using too many hand gestures, and the last is handshake is too strong. So again, a lot of people have a habit of pressing the other person's hand, and that is not the proper way of shaking someone's hands. So these were the few slides that wanted to share with you guys to show how communication can be successfully done, and what are the different methods of communicating and transmitting the information that is provided to you. With this, I will take a break, and Dr. Burande will continue from this slide. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your informative talk. Now I am inviting our next resource person, Dr. Mahesh Burande, sir. Sir, welcome you, sir.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks, Amit and Pharmalok, for giving this opportunity to both of us to communicate our ideas which we have implemented in pharma industry as well as the education. Now, the topic which was given to us is the innovation, creativity, branding, and even how the LinkedIn profile will be useful on various aspects to grow in a pharmacy career. So first, let's talk about the innovation. What is innovation? Ultimately, innovation is nothing but accepting the challenges and giving the solutions. And it may be a new idea which can be actually position the product or the service. And maybe it may be a totally new method which we will implement in manufacturing, in marketing, in documentation, maybe utilizing the AI, fastening the speed, so many things which we can talk today, and that is innovation. Basically, giving the solution to the problems, accepting the challenges, and for that, I think the thinking is required that how out of the box I can think and contribute to the organization. This is again another beautiful slide. Innovation and creativity, beauty of the maths. See, it requires a lot of thinking how these statistical figures are coming. And once you like such type of ideas, your mind always start thinking in a big way to come out with the beauty of solutions, whether it is a maths or whether it is a pharmaceutical sciences. So just inspiring your mind so that mind can think always in a different way to give the solutions will be the innovation and creativity. in pharma, when we talk about the innovation, which is many times related to the new drug development, it's a total innovation when you wanted to bring the new molecule into the market. For example, many of us are suffering from the diabetes. In fact, India is becoming the world capital of diabetes. So if you innovate the new drug which will cure the diabetes, will be a total innovation. And you may get the Nobel Prize for that, for serving the humanity. But in pharma innovation, it takes almost 10 years through research and development, making chemical compounds, testing them. Today we have the AI, which will actually accelerate this process, fasten this process. And many functional groups with their capacities, which we can titrate the performance virtually and select the best molecule for the preclinical, that means in the animals. And with animal studies, if we found that the drug is effective, then it will go to the clinical trials. And in clinical trials, the first phase is the safety phase. We are not testing the therapeutic benefit of a molecule. We are testing whether the drug is safe or not. And for this, human healthy volunteers will be chosen. All these things require the consent. A protocol is there, ethics committee is there. And once the drug is found safe, then some of the best molecules will move to the actual phase of second, where the people suffering from the disease, they will get this new drug. And if the drug found to be effective, then it will go to the phase third, where larger masses who are suffering from the disease will receive this new drug, because the requirement is there. People are suffering, they are having the pain, they are having the infection, their life is miserable. And that's why they are always asking through the doctor that give me the drug which will reduce my symptoms and the pain. So consent will be important, which they will give. And then blind and double blind trials. That means patient don't know many times that it is a new drug. And many times even doctor also don't know, patient also don't know. That is a double blind trial. And then the data will be collected. And if the drug is found to be effective, novel, different mechanism, FDA will give the permission and the drug will come to the market. It requires the investment of 10,000 crores many times. It differs, but average we can say 10,000 crore, 10 years period. And when the molecule is introduced first time, that's the innovation which we actually talk. It may do the business of 35,000 crores in 11th year or 12th year. So ultimately the patience is required, thinking is required, innovation is required, good observation is required. And even after introducing the drug into the market, a pharmacovigilance will start whether the drug is contributing or not. So this is the innovation process, my friends, in the pharma. And a big careers are available for you if you become expert in AI. I think you are required in the drug development process for giving the innovative solutions through the drug molecule to serve the humanity. Recent news that Vakard is going to introduce the brand name that is Genich, because the microbial resistance is increasing day by day, overconsumption of antibiotic. And Vakard is going to bring the Genich, and they said that in 1 year, it will do the business of 70,000 crore. The cost of the medicine will be high because that is allowed. There is no drug price control order once you innovate something, because the patent is given to you. So this is one example where Indian company is coming out with a new molecule and introducing the Genich. And one more thing which I wanted to tell you, since in the product management usually we are utilizing this, anything start with the Z is always a success. Gentac was the earlier brand, ranitidine H2 receptor blocker. And many pharma companies are also coming or giving their company's name with the Zydus Cadila is a very successful company. Initially, it was a Cadila. Then even Ginkgovit, another brand in the market, I think it's contributing a lot by building the immunity. And during Corona, it has been proven as a good, actually, vitamin tonic with the zinc. So the communication should be very strong in that case, and a perfect communication which we have to do so that a product will become successful and product is unique. It should contribute in reducing the pain as well as the infection or the symptom. When we talk about the innovation means something new. One innovation is called as incremental innovation. That is a small improvement in existing product. For example, you are manufacturing a paracetamol, and the disintegration time of your company's paracetamol is supposed 10 minutes. An official limit, for the single ingredient product is 15 minutes. So can you bring that 10 minutes to 5 minutes, to 3 minutes, or 2 minutes will be the innovation in that case. And that's why it is called as an incremental innovation. As such, the product is approved, product is there in the market. Disintegration time is 10 minutes. But by special R&D process, utilizing maybe some polymers or maybe the diluents in that case, or maybe the compression technology, if you can actually increase the hardness and actually reduce the disintegration time, that will be an ideal actually tablet or paracetamol tablet in the market, which will compete with the brand leaders like Crocin or maybe the Dolo. So this is the incremental innovation. Think of this, you will increase the profits to the company, and definitely I think you will be promoted and your salaries will also increase. Another innovation is called as disruptive innovation, new technology for the convenience. Many times we have to take the actually dosage form 2 times, 3 times in a day. We forget, so the compliance is not met. So can you bring that medication or maybe the medicine in a sustained release form, time release form, right? That will become a new technology in that case, bringing that. So maybe once in a actually day, you can take the medicine, or maybe once in a week also you can take the medicine. You can go for implants also in that case, where you don't have to take the medicine maybe every 3 hours or every 6 hours.
बड़े बंदे काबल नहीं यार.
Another thing is radical innovation. Completely new product or service or technology. That means it's a mechanism of action is totally different. Earlier, it was the H2 receptor theory, which was utilized blocking for the reduction of the acid and the ulcer. But now the new way, which came out with the proton pump inhibitor, that is omeprazole. So it's a radical innovation. That means a totally new mechanism of drug action, and the therapeutic benefits are achieved much higher than the H2 receptor blockers, and it is accepted in the market and it is contributing in a big way. So that is again the R&D process, or maybe the drug development process, inventing the new mechanism of action where the therapeutic benefits are more as compared to the current product. So that is a proton pump inhibitor reducing the acidity. That is the innovation. Like that, you can always think to bring out some new molecules. Another way is architectural innovation. That means reconfigures and reuses existing technology in a new way. That means something new which will bring maybe for the diabetes. Maybe the taking the oral dose will be the one activity. But along with that, if you go for the yoga therapy or a naturotherapy, or maybe reducing the diet, suggesting the right exercise in that case, and actually measuring the drug level as far as the sugar is considered, so that the people will be benefited out of that. It may be a combination in that case. That is called as the architectural innovation. Maybe with any disease, which you can plan with the new technology, right? And I think that is also contributing a lot in the innovation in the pharma. Then this word is also actually having a similarity with innovation, that is called as creativity. But creativity is a ability to make or produce new things using skill or imagination. There is not an innovation. There is no innovation, total innovation, but in a different way, when you actually position your product or the service or you wanted to communicate, that becomes the creativity. The basic principle of creativity that you should be different from the crowd. Whether it is a pharma product or the service, you should be different. And how you can be different? There are some examples which I wanted to quote. For example, you can bring a bilayer tablet so that the first layer will dissolve in the stomach and second will be in the intestine. You are totally different. This is a different technology in the manufacturing. That is a creativity. Wakard brought this actually, the strip for the pregnant ladies, especially the prescription Gridox. They brought the strip and giving the shape of a pregnant lady. Very much appreciated by the doctors or the prescribers, and the market moved very fast in that case because of this new creativity. So if you are developing in the packaging development, or maybe in the product management, you can think of such ideas. A different die you have to make, investment you have to make, but the acceptance is more because it's a creativity. So that such type of tablet in the house, nobody will take because they will understand that this tablet shape is different and this is for the pregnant ladies only. So communication become effective with this creativity. Now, another way is the integration of promotional tools. That is also the creativity, which Dioflam, actually the example which we can take. Initially, it was a combination of paracetamol with diclofenac sodium, but it came under the drug price control order. So company brought it into the different actually raw material, diclofenac potassium, and promoted the idea that it is a metamorphosis. It is a metamorphosis for better absorption, dissolution, and better effect. And they promoted it on that line. And the idea of promotion was just simply changing. That means earlier, the calculator, earlier, the actually the different old methodology was utilizing for the maths. Now you are going for the calculator. Now the mobile is doing that job. So it's a total change. It is called as metamorphosis. Even from a Kandil or maybe the earlier method, we are going for actually a different actually methodology today to save the light bills. So that is a metamorphosis. And this was promoted, communicated properly, and it became a great success for the pharmaceutical company. That is the Dioflam. That is the brand which is promoted as a potassium sodium now. Potassium, diclofenac potassium, not diclofenac sodium. Another way to communicate in the product management, what we do, the creativity or the innovation is, liver is always utilized for the maintenance of the actually part of the body. So the maintenance kit has been shown. The idea is correlated and the product is Lurin, which we have worked out with one pharmaceutical company, and the actually prescription started moving. It's a just correlation of your idea or the creativity, which is highly utilized in the product management. Those who wanted to come to the product management, I think this will be your job and you will get the success because of your creativity and actually creating the maximum prescriptions in the market because of this creativity. This one which we utilize for one product, that let your patient show his best face to the world. So actually defocusing the other face and actually coming out with the best face, that was the idea. And Litco products are doing that. Once you actually consuming Litco products, I think the patient will show the best face. That was the best communication which is made with the creativity. The photography is the creativity here, while the communication is very simple, that how your patients will be benefited. Another way to communicate our creativity is coming out with good slogans in the pharma product when you are marketing it. For example, one of the company in Pune, Calbasics, we have worked out with a very good slogan. Calcium is always required for the young generation people because of the bones should become the stronger, a pregnant lady, and even for the old age patient because the calcium is actually reducing during that time. So this is the product known as Calb6 with vitamin calcium is added, a wonderful tablet of Isen Pharma. And we came out with the slogan or a tagline that is, be it 6 or 66, every age need Calb6. Be it 6 or 66, every age need Calb6. What a wonderful slogan it was, or a tagline. And I think the prescription started coming. And I think that is because of the creativity of a product manager. And that has actually created the miracle for this product. Even the Institute IPER, which we are actually contributing for the pharma skill development, we are positioning our institute with the best communication. If you wanted to do something different, then do something which you have not done and join IPR for making most rewarding and successful pharma career with the professional programs or the management certificate programs which we have. And we are getting wonderful actually contribution because of this ad, not only in the pharma industry, but also in the life science colleges. So how you position your organization is important, and communication plays important role. And nowadays, the number of pharmacy colleges are increasing day by day. You have to position your pharmacy college. So some tagline, some innovative idea, some creativity should come from your side. And of course, you have to deliver that. Whatever you are saying is also important in that case. So this is one example from our institute only. And for that, I think the branding is a continuous activity. It is a process of creating a unique identity for a business or a product. That means it may be the name, which font you utilize, right? Which may be a color scheme, how you utilize. Giving the name, even Sun Pharma, which Dilip Shanghvi thought during that time in 1981 when he came out with the first product, Lidosun. The company name is Sun. And why it is Sun? I think the meaning of sun, sun is required for the life. I think sun never stop. It's a continuous contribution sun is giving. Maybe in our country, now the night is there, but in another country, the sun is there. That means the journey of sun is a continuous process of contribution, right? And that's why the name sun, which he has kept and actually promoted in a big way. Today, it is the #1 pharmaceutical company. But the branding, which is done with some actually logic in that case, which plays important role. Design is also important because it comes under the copyright in that case. And what message you give, I think that is most important, right? And that's why all these things are useful in the product management, in the advertising department. And I think if you are creative in that case, if you wanted to take the career in the pharma, a lot of opportunities are there for you. And when you talk about all this, I think whether it is a product, whether it is a price, whether it is a place, whether it is a promotion, on these 4 aspects, we can actually do the innovation and creativity. Now, the time is not there to talk on everything, but these are the 4 P's as far as the Philip Kotler's book is considered, that which plays important role in bringing the innovation and the creativity. Bring some product which is innovative and creative, bring some price which is actually creative in that case, which will actually position your product into the market, and bring actually something innovative as far as that place is considered, utilize that place advantage for the environmental challenges, and then promote it very effectively utilizing your best communication. And then the life skills, Samir has already talked with the communication. Only one line which I wanted to add today, that I had been to Japan 4 months back. People at the age of 85 to 90, they are working. And when I asked the question to one person that at the age of 85, 90, you are working almost for 8 hours and 10 hours. And how it happened, means what is your motivation? He says the motivation is, as long as I'm fit, I will contribute for my organization as well as the country. But today, he said, we are facing the problem as far as the younger age is considered. Our younger age is coming to the average of 40 years, and we require the young people at the age of 20 to 30. But only thing is, the requirement of jobs are huge in Japan or maybe the Germany. Only thing is that you should know the language, that is Japanese, or maybe the Germany, maybe the Spanish, maybe the French in that case, maybe the very good English, Even English will differ from Australia to England to the different places. Almost more than 100 countries, English is the language. So the language has become the advantage and the skill for you to build your career to the average level. So try to actually develop this skill during your B Farm or M Farm, or maybe even at any age, you are the most wanted person in that case in the pharma profession. And another aspect is problem solving. That means problems are n number today in the pharma, and accept that challenge and try to give the solution. Now, people talk about the AI, people talk about the machine learning, deep learning, blockchain management. I think these are the skills today. Everybody should learn this skill and try to actually implement it. Whatever the job you are doing, you are the most wanted person in that case. Creative thinking, self-awareness, interpersonal relationship, empathy, critical thinking, decision making, management of emotion, management of stress. All these things are the life skills today, and try to become expert in that case. And try to become expert in your mother tongue first, then English, which is our pharma language, and then add maybe some regional languages if it is possible. And beyond that, maybe I think the foreign language, at least one, I think you are going to succeed. Nobody will stop you. You are unstoppable in the pharmacy profession. Communication, Samir has taken, though I will not take. But if the communication is not proper, if it is not reaching to your customer, or maybe not reaching to your subordinate, wherever you are working in the pharma, we always make the statement, operation is successful, but patient is dead. So what is the use of that communication? It's a wrong communication. Today on WhatsApp, we are actually doing the communication, whether it is the right communication or not, through the emails, whether it is the right communication or not, when we talk, whether it is the right communication or not. Always actually validate that communication. Otherwise, the situation is operation is successful, message is delivered, but message is not effective, because the person has not acted at all. He never understood that communication. So improve your communication on that line. And for that, I think accept the technology that is T. According to me, T is thinking big always in the pharmacy profession, going for excellence, whatever you wanted to do in your organization or maybe in your actually job, and always think of positive attitude, sakaratmak drishtikon. So utilize this T technology. We always go for the T so that, chai pe charcha, whatever we talk, but in that charcha, the thinking should be always on a positive way. Thinking should be always on the innovative way. And that's why if you accept the small challenges, you bring victory. If you accept the bigger challenges, you will create history. You will create history because of the T technology. And then one more thing, as far as the communication is considered, that if anything goes bad in quality, whatever you are doing, always take that responsibility. I did it. If anything goes semi-good in quality, you can say we did it. We is important rather than I. And if anything goes real good in quality, you did it. Give the credit to that person so that that person will get motivated, respected, reward will come later. But appreciation is the most important thing if something is doing the good job in your pharma profession. Do that right from tomorrow, and you will see the miracles which will happen in your life. And the last topic, I think the LinkedIn profile benefits, which I wanted to suggest. All of you must be having the LinkedIn profile. If it is not, you make it. The benefits are n number. You cannot actually measure the benefits which you will receive like that, because networking with pharma professional is possible. Mentorship, you can choose some mentor, connect with them, tell them that you are my mentor. I wanted to build a career like you in production or R&D or pharmacovigilance or clinical research. And definitely, if your communication is good, they will accept the mentorship, they will guide you. Be in touch with them in that case. What's happening in the industry? The news are coming on the LinkedIn so that you will come to know whether the AI machine learning will be really useful, how I can do it. Job opportunities are there because many times the people advertise in the LinkedIn, so that if you are having the same wavelength regarding that job, same skills, what that job is looking for, I think you will get the good job through the LinkedIn profile in that case, or LinkedIn network. Personal branding will be there. If you have done some program, put that I have developed, I have done this program, now this skill I am having. That's why your personal molecule with all functional capacity will be built, which people will notice. Credibility will be there because once you have developed certain skill and you are implementing it, you can ask some people to actually stamp your skill in that case, maybe on the LinkedIn, that I know Dr. Burande and he is a good trainer. Like that, people actually give us the feedback. That can be the stamping. That is the credibility in that case. So if somebody wanted to call me in the industry or maybe in the college, definitely that reference will be most valuable. Even a lot of research activity, which many people are involved, in that case, you will get certain ideas how you can go for the research or maybe the new topic, new disease, anything will come through the LinkedIn, and it will be a career development process. It's a constant process in that case of actually putting something, gaining something, developing yourself. It's a continuous process. So your career will develop because of these networking practices. And maybe I think the business developments are possible for some people. If you want to become entrepreneur in the future, you can take some idea. Some people are having the idea. You can take that idea, involve that person, pay that person. In that case, one day you can be the entrepreneur in that case. So business development ideas which will come because people put their ideas on the LinkedIn profile, and your application will become stronger and stronger to reach to the ultimate dream in your life, maybe the vice president or managing director or becoming the entrepreneur in your own pharmaceutical company. In a nutshell, 4 part of philosophy: never give up in the life, look ahead, stay positive, do all you can, because the life is beautiful, right? Life is beautiful. How many days we are there on this planet, nobody knows. And the God has given us the opportunity to become the pharmacist, to serve the humanity, to save the life, nurture the life, protect the life. So utilize it maximum, right? So take the responsibilities, give the result, give the new ideas, become innovative and the creative. You will contribute much more. Friends, IPR, the institute which we are actually giving so many programs and skill development programs today. If you are interested, you can reach to our site. There are many programs which will actually ask you to think in a big way to develop the skill and contribute to the pharma industry. Work hard, as I told you, that the new product is coming. We have the collaboration for the pharma skill development program, and more than 2,000 employees we have trained. And from COVID-19, Serum Institute of India is the biggest client for us. And those who join Serum Institute of India, they undergo our program of pharmaceutical production management and quality control management. Looking to the NEP 2020, with 3 months program, which we have started, getting the good actually a response from the pharma fraternity as well as the life science colleges. And this can be the program which will give the credit also, experience also, and certificate also. If you are thinking on that line, kindly go to the pharmadiplomas.com and you will get that. I got the biggest opportunity in my life to inspire the Sun Pharma R&D people for consecutive 2 years on the Science Day. And just for the inspiration and motivation, because ultimately our objective is to take pharma superpower in 2030. That actually World Cup of pharma, which we have to win. And I think all of you can contribute thinking innovative and bringing the creativity into the practice. And we have been awarded as the most promising pharmaceutical education and consulting institution because of all this contribution in pharma skill development, which we are really proud of. Go for the ask technology. In that case, ask so many questions: attitude, skill, and the knowledge. That is the ask technology. So after this actually program, ask yourself what you wanted to do, how you can be innovative, how you can be creative. Last video which I wanted to play, and then I will stop.
Indian pharmaceutical industry is progressing very rapidly and likely to become pharma superpower in 2030 by manufacturing the quality medicines as well as giving the best service to serve the humanity. IPR founded in 1990 with a mission for the pharma skill development. As you know, in Sanskrita there is a shloka that is Sarvada Vigyata Vijaya. that means skill always wins. So pharma industry is looking for the young generation having the skills to contribute to develop the quality in medicines. IPR contribute on three aspects. Number one, conducting the one-day professional certificate program, demonstrating the skills and actually imbibing such skills in the pharmacy students.
So DHA for feeders will help in involving visual and functions, which is a very good thing.
The person who is on the other side is going to counsel the patient. So the patient is being counseled what to do with the medication.
Exactly. Whatever the SOP I have to follow. But when you follow these SOPs, what will happen?
So in patent, we never use a word discovery. Otherwise, patent office will take a major objection saying that it's a discovery. That means it's already available in the nature. You are the one who first disclosed it. And that is where there is nothing called as novelty and inventive step.
Okay, finally, you are looking at how to have a better value out of the intellectual input you have put in. Okay, so you have to convert your intellectual input into the property part of it, which is the commercial aspect.
You have decided for which job? It's a production department. Production, very good. Clap for it. Production. When you can join?
Sir, currently it's my 7th semester. So with completion of my degree, I guess in May, you can offer me letter in June.
Okay. So immediately you will join after
Yes,
the
sir.
completion of exam.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. Excellent.
Number two, as far as NEP 2020, conducting the 3-month certificate programs in pharmaceutical production, pharmaceutical quality control and quality assurance, sales and marketing and regulatory, along with the healthcare management, which will build the confidence in the student in facing the interviews and taking the best job opportunities. Even for industries, IPR conducts 11 months pharmaceutical management diplomas, which has upgraded the knowledge and skills in the pharmacy employees. And if your students are looking for the best job opportunities, we can have the MOU with your organization and right from induction up to the 4-year or 6-year program, which we can contribute so that your students will get selected in the interviews. As we are progressing rapidly in the competitive world with a lot of challenges, IPR's contribution and association will make your student the winner in the pharmacy profession. We are looking forward for the platform at your college and the organization to make the student a leader in the pharmacy profession.
Helen Keller once said that having a vision is more important than having just an eyesight. And that vision is going to help you to decide where you want to be in next 10 or 15 years down the line. And your first step is going to decide where those 1,000 miles of yours are going to head towards. So set your goal, set your mission, have the commitment and work through it. And by joining IPR, you can extrapolate that time, jump forward by developing the skills that are required to reach your goal in life.
Thank you very much. And if any questions are there, we would love to answer.
Sir, this is a question from our one participant.
Yes.
Sir, does entering into business in pharma requires learning soft skill of business as its mandatory step?
See, learning communication skill, technical skill is a continuous process in any business or even for the job. So you identify, first you analyze what is your strength, what is your weakness, what is your threat, and what are your challenges or opportunities. You evaluate yourself first. If your strength is technical skill, I think there is no problem in that case coming in a business of pharma. But when you are going to interact with the people, your communication skill is not that much good, which you have to improve in that case. And since you are going to export the drugs, if you are thinking on that line, exporting, knowing the foreign language will be advantage in communicating with the country where you wanted to export. Or maybe the region where you wanted to export in India. Export means actually sell in India. In India, we cannot say export, but maybe in another state. It's an advantageous position. So it's a continuous aspect, and that's why entrepreneurship is not just starting the business, but continuous learning. One example I wanted to quote here, when Dilip Shangvi started his business, he's not a pharmacy graduate, he's a commerce graduate. But to understand the medicinal chemistry, after starting the business, he appointed one medicinal chemist or maybe the chemistry teacher in Mumbai. And the evening, that teacher was coming to Dilip Shangvi's actually office and teaching him the medicinal chemistry. And that's why today, many of my students who are working with Sun Pharma, they are saying that Dilip Shangvi is having tremendous knowledge about the pharmacy profession. It's a continuous aspect. That's why I said entrepreneurship doesn't mean that you should stop. It's a continuous aspect of learning, listening, developing with many skills. Even for everybody, why entrepreneur?
Thank you, sir. Now I am inviting to our team members to presenting a certificate of appreciation for our resource person. So
Thank you, thank you.
So we are presenting on the behalf of our team Pharmalok a appreciation certificate to you, sir.
Yeah.
So now last, as for the votes of thanks, it's my privilege to propose a formal votes of thanks. First, extend our sincere gratitude to Professor Mahesh Burande sir and Sri Samir Burande sir for delivering such an inspiring and knowledgeable field session. His your valuable insight on soft skill, professional branding, and innovation culture will surely help us grow and excel in our respective role. I extend a warm appreciation to all the expert participant faculty members and our team member, organizing team, technical staff, and everyone who worked tireless behind this scene to ensure the smooth conduct of this program. Once again, thanks you all for your contribution and presence. Good night to all.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks, Amit. Thanks, Pharmalok. I think Saurabh Kose also I have seen. Thanks
Yes,
a lot.
sir.
You are doing great job. Amit is also there, I think. So many people which are doing great job through Pharmalok platform. And I think let your contribution continue on this aspect. And this will be a bigger platform at the national level for everybody to understand what's happening in the pharma profession. And all the best from our side. Thank you very much.
You, sir.
Thank you.
Sincere regards, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night. Shall I leave?
Yes, sir. Yes, sure, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.